it was a forbidden place for common people to come in. And we call it a city because it's super big. Do you know how many rooms when they designed of this place? When they designed of the Forbidden City, they totally got 9,999.5 rooms inside of Forbidden City. And a lot of people just ask me, why you got a half room? Because we consider rooms is like 4 pillars stand for one space. One space, that means one room. It doesn't mean that the whole big building is just one room. It's like they have many rooms inside. That's why we got so many rooms. 9,999.5. Why we got a half? Because the emperor believed that his father was heaven god. We call the Jade Emperor, lived in heaven with 10,000 rooms. He could never compare himself as his father, so that's why he got half room lights. That is why there are totally 9,999.5 rooms inside of Forbidden City. So about 80%, more than 80% of Forbidden City today is open to the public. You can look around of the place. This one, the Hall of Supreme Harmony, the most important building, it was a place for the important festivals to use, like the emperor's birthday, that considered as a festival back then, winter solstice, and the enthronement ceremony for the emperor. So, and also New Year's time, they got a big celebration. The just like the officials from all over China, and some important official would come here. So every single day they will come, the high-ranking official. But for some low-ranking official and some of other official, they would come here whenever we have the important event. The one in the middle, smaller, less important, we call the Hall of Middle Harmony. And the one behind it, we call the Hall of Complete Harmony. So these 3 main buildings formed the outer court of Forbidden City, the offices for the emperor, outer court. And after go through here will be the inner palace. So this one we call the Palace of Heavenly Purity. It was a place for all of the Ming emperors, and first 2 Qing emperors lived inside here until the 3rd Qing dynasty emperor. We call his title called Yongzheng. He moved his residence to another place. So 14 of the Ming dynasty emperor lived here. 2 of the Qing dynasty emperors lived here. Until the 3rd of the Qing emperor moved to another place we call the Palace of Mental Cultivation. He moved there. The rest of the Qing emperors lived inside this area. But never the emperor lived inside of the hall of a heavenly purity. There were totally 27 beds in total. So nobody knows which one the emperor gonna choose. So 27 beds. The emperor would choose one of them to live. In this case, no assassin can find the emperor. So the one behind it, we called the Palace of Union. It was the queen, it was the empress office. The empress who received the gift whenever her birthday. And also it was a place for the empress to prepare the sacrificial articles whenever they need to worship the god of a silkworm. And the one behind it, we call the Palace of Earthly Tranquility. It was a place for the empress to live. However, after the emperor moved, the empress also moved to another place to live. So later on, it was a place for the Qing emperors to worship the salmon god on this side, and they had we say like a wedding room for the emperor on the other side. Even today, you can see the red color, we say red color quilt inside there, cause that was a place for the emperor's wedding chamber, wedding room. And keep going to the north, that will be the imperial garden. This garden is rather small in comparison with other gardens inside of the in Beijing. So this garden is very small. It's only for temporary staying place. Actually, the Forbidden City for the emperors, no matter Ming dynasty or Qing dynasty, they won't stay here all year long. only in summertime they would stay in the Forbidden City. For example, in the Qing dynasty, the last dynasty in Qing dynasty, all the Qing emperors would love to go to the places like Summer Palace, old Summer Palaces, and they would love to stay there because it's cooler, nicer with lake over there. It's prettier. For the Ming emperors, they would love to stay, we call the Western Garden. That is actually today's Beihai Park, which is located on the northwest part of the Forbidden City, as about this part. So this is a general idea about this place. Thank you for listening. I'm wishing you have a nice time inside of the Forbidden City.